Hello everyone, Shamna Lea here from Goddess Creations. And I'm going live for the first time in a very, very long time. So it's for me a whole new how do I do this again situation. What I would like to ask you first is if you see upon around the post here, um, if you, and if you'd like to comment, there is a link saying StreamYard. That will give StreamYard access to your name so I can know who is talking to me when they post comments because I would love to interact with you during this situation. See, I'm even having to get used to looking at the camera again. So feel very welcome to share your questions and comments at the end of this broadcast. I will answer any questions if they have shown up. So, what are we talking about? I am talking about, going to be sharing part of my journey, how I had my dream of Goddess Creations, how a few years ago, let's just start right. A few years ago, um, used to be a financial manager. Now, this is a clear example of starting again. I used to be a financial manager and I was a workaholic. And in that energy, I was always doing something for the other person. I was always trying to please my employer. I was working very hard. I felt undervalued and I kept on going. Now, you may or may not know this. I have multiple sclerosis for over 20 years, let's say. Well, more than 20 years. And, well, here's the joke, I'm not on medication. And I have had some help in the past with regards to when I've had a full blown attack to take a very short term medication. But for me, when I was in the hospital the first time when I was being diagnosed with possible multiple sclerosis, I decided that I was going to change my life and decide who I wanted to be. Hello, lovely viewer. I can see you. Let yourself be known in the comments and click the link so that I can see who you are. I'm looking forward to interacting with you. So I was that workaholic many years ago. And I was going on trying to please the employer, feeling also very insecure about myself and just doing more than I actually, for my own balance, needed to. Now, here's the thing. I had a very low self-image of myself. And that may be something that you may recognize. If you do recognize something like that, just let me know in the comments because it is something that, in a way, many of us do struggle with. That lack of self-confidence, that self-image where you don't think that you are good enough. You have to keep going and going. Anyway, the multiple sclerosis came up. I decided that I was going to choose myself what my life was going to be like. I did not want to be labeled, let's say, as the chronically ill person, the one that is going to end up in the wheelchair, is going to not be able to have children. All of these labels, you can't eat this food or that food. It's and that takes courage because when you first are encountered with a dis-ease, and I say it like that because I do the first letters of DIS stripe EASE so that they are separate, not feeling comfortable in yourself. When I was first confronted with that, you enter into the survival mode, the medical situation where you have the doctors and they are telling you what is best for you. And at that time, as I said, I didn't have a very high self-worth and I wasn't quite aware and had no idea what multiple sclerosis was. But there was one thing I did find out very quickly is that I found that many messages were contradicted. Now, I had not quite intended to go this far on this. Anyway, a few years ago, I let go. And here it comes, I let go. And I entered into the sick leave system where I started my spiritual journey. In doing that, in letting go and allowing myself to enter the, let's say, the burnout, let go of my employment, I gave myself space to heal. My body could let go of the patterns that it had. It was almost like, how it's like going off a slide and you go down and you go down. and you can't quite, once you hit the slide, you can't quite stop. At least if it's a steep slide. And that is what happened. And when I ended my burnout, and I didn't feel sorry for myself. I saw it as an opportunity to start again. Now, starting again isn't something that you can only do once in life, and it also doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing over again. That's like starting over when you say a text and you read it, start over, and you just read the same text and nothing's changed. Starting again is like where you can change course. It's like I have an example, let's say, of a torpedo, which isn't the most friendly and loving example, but it's like a torpedo that gets shot up off to a certain direction, certain coordinates. When that torpedo is shot, it doesn't know exactly what course it's going to take. It knows where it wants to go. And as it goes along, it adjusts so that it comes closer and closer to the intended mark. So when you start again, you are giving yourself an opportunity to go and be and feel how you actually really do want to feel and be or meant to be. So for me, and even that is like the long term version where you can say that starting over in with regards to the big things in life can it's like getting a divorce or changing jobs. Those are big start agains. But you also have the smaller start agains in life. So, you have the smaller start agains where you wake up in the morning and your energy is off. And you think, right, how am I going to get through this day? What am I going to do? How will I survive any of this? And it's okay, just like with that torpedo, to course correct. Now, the torpedo doesn't go back under the blankets, but we as humans can and are allowed to listen to our body. What is it that is not aligned to the direction that we want to go? What is it that we can do to come closer to where we want to be? That's also the starting again, just course correcting. Now, for me, I wrote a blog the other day where I was sharing how I started the day. So many things went wrong in the morning. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. And I really felt that I wanted to go back under the blankets. But I didn't do it physically. I mentally started my day again. I realigned with my energy. I did affirmations. I expressed the gratitude that I feel for my life and for waking up in the morning and for the beautiful coincidences and my new home. So I aligned my energy with something more positive. So I would like to sit. So that was what I was. Sorry, I got distracted by your post. As I said, I'm getting used to having someone respond in the live stream because I haven't done this for a while. But never mind. That is also me starting again, and that's exactly the point. In the past, I used to make live streams more often. I'm a bit out of the habit. And this is what I want to share. In the past, with Goddess Creations, I shared intuitively about goddesses, about the cycles of life, about feeling happy and health issues. And that's all fine. But now I want to help women more specifically in the sense of that I want to show women that they can change their lives, be empowered, live their true, authentic self, and in full health if they so choose and believe. I believe that we all can start again. So, this is roughly what I'm sharing at the moment. So what I would like to say is that with Goddess Creations, I've been silent and behind the screens and doing a whole internal journey of, and let's just be honest here, I'm no Wonder Woman. I have been building up my courage, building up my courage to share my truth into the world. That takes courage, especially you might recognize this for yourself. If you have felt insecure or not enough, or maybe judged by others. So let me just see. I'm just going to see if I can grab my phone. My phone's just 1 second. And excuse me for that. I'm just grabbing my phone because someone did comment something and I can't seem to see it in this system, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm going to see if I can find her comment here. Um, and that was from Marion, and I'm going to see if I can find her comment. Oh, she just said that she likes the video. Thank you, Marion, for liking the video. So what I have now found is that I really want to share and like to share with you my 5-step Lotus system. What is that? The 5-step Lotus system is something I came up with, and you might be able to say, where is it? Might be able to see behind me a picture of a lotus. Now there are many. There are 3 lotuses on that picture, where you see the lotus as a bud and it's on that water and it's growing and it comes into full bloom. Now this has inspired me to create this 5-step Lotus system. Now, I would like to share, because it's not necessarily a selling thing. It is a matter of, this is what I truly believe. And hey, I'm just giving it a name. Who cares? Those who are spiritually inclined or in the know of certain health situations will recognize how my 5-step Lotus system works. And it's not necessarily about the steps, because once again, I do believe that you can start again, and it's about that. So let's just think about it in a way. When you want to start again, what are you aiming for? As I said, the torpedo. What do you want? So the first step in my 5-step Lotus system is to sow your seed. Sow your seed. See, if we are imagining the lotus, we are talking about when you plant a seed, when you want something to grow, when you want to create something, you have to know what it is you want to create. So when you sow your seed, you are putting your ideas into form. You are deciding, what is it that I want? If I want an apple tree, there's no point putting an orange seed in the ground, because you won't get no apple tree. So what is it that you desire? What is it that you want to create? But also, what type of seed is it? Is it biological? Is it sprayed? Is it organic? What's it around? What's around it? It's like, if it's a walnut, then you can put the hard shell of the walnut in the ground, but the seed is in the hard shell. So you might need to peel away the outer layer to get to what it is that you really want. Well, that is for me the first step of the 5-step Lotus system. Sow your seed. And how I do it, well, that will depend on what we share, what we encounter, what it is that you need. So the first step is putting the seed in the ground, deciding what type of seed you would like. So what it is that you would like to have or create or be, because it's not necessarily the creating on the outside, as to I want a new job or whatever, but I'm talking about your inner starting again. And I must say, because I did forget to say, is that I'm not talking about business coaching here. That's not my area. I am talking about, because that is something I did forget to say, so I'm going to say it again. With regards to Goddess Creations and Shamna Lea starting again, I help. So I'm just going to say this slowly, because it's, I help the driven, anxious woman who is suffering from long-term health issues, health challenges. I help her to find peace and live a healthier lifestyle, so that she can let her inner goddess shine. Now, for me, that is what I am focusing on. So I want you, as a lovely lady who has been suffering a long time with health issues like my multiple sclerosis, it could be not being able to sleep at night. It could be needing to go to the toilet at inconvenient moments. Yes, that is something too. It could be being anxious. It could be being afraid to walk outside, agoraphobia. It could be so many different things. If you've been suffering from this for a long time, let's say those at least 6 months, then that is what I would call a long-term health issue. It's affecting your mental health. It's affecting your emotional health. It's affecting your physical health. It is affecting your spiritual health. It's affecting all of these layers, energetic. So if you are suffering for a long time, then your energy goes down. You are more emotional or more aggressive, depending on what type of situation you have. It could be that you are more scared or fearful. So, and then as a result of this, then you get the body that is reacting, and you can get the dis-ease or illness in your body. And I do strongly believe that you can change course to where you really want to be in life with regards to your health. This is what I'm trying to say. The 5-step Lotus system is a way to do so. So the first step, as I said, I'm just going to touch on it quickly again. The first step is sow your seed. You have to know what it is that you want. What baggage are you taking with you to put into the ground? What are you discarding before you put your seed into the ground? Who are you? Where do you come from? What are your habits? What is it that you want to create? So when this is there, when you've put your seed into the ground, then we come to the next step, ground your crown. Now, what I like about this is that as I envision it, is that seed, that lotus seed, let's just keep on the metaphor of the lotus, of course, that lotus seed starts to get the roots bursting, it cracks open, hear that, cracks open, and starts to shoot roots down and creates that bedding for it to be able to grow later. So, especially that crack open, what is it that you are hiding from? What is it that you have been keeping towards yourself, holding in? How have you been? What is your safety environment with regards to family, with regards to relationships, with regards to work, with regards to monetary values? What is your base? What is your world as it is? And how are your relationships with regards to people around you? What is that? So that is part of the ground your crown step. And of course, there is more because I can't explain all of it, and it is also an individual thing. As I said, if you have any questions, post them underneath. I would love to answer them. Then we come to the third step. Now here I envision this as the seed is called dream your desires. It's like you are reaching towards what it is that you want. Once again, to be able to do that, you have to know what it is you want. Remember the seed that you put in the ground. What are you reaching towards? What is it that you would like, what you desire, what you would love? You take on that in the third step, dream your desires. So I would just want to put a footnote here, an extra note here at the moment, is that it may seem like a long process in like weeks or whatever. Now, each of these steps can be done within one day, depending on how deep you go. It could also be done per week or in 2 weeks. It could also be that each step can take 3 months. There is no real time span or expectation. Now, hear this, for us workaholic women, we do feel we have to live up to expectations. We have to keep going. We have to be a certain way. No, there is no expectation for how long each step takes. And here's as I said, the footnote. Each step can be done within a step. I will explain more of that. Let's just say, well, if I want to, suppose I want to have more money is maybe then that seed. I'm not talking about health situation. I'm just saying in general. Suppose I want more money. That is the seed. What are the convictions that I have concerning that? What is it that I desire to have with regards to money? What would it? And then we come to the next phases, which I'll join in. But then you'll have the, what is it that is stopping you from expressing yourself to earn more money? What and so forth. So each of those steps are can be within the one step, which is the money, which falls under the ground your crown, which is your safety base. I'm being vague, but I'm just trying to say that these steps are not linear, they are cyclic. And I would like to take you on a journey through to find out, as I said at the beginning, sow your seed. What is it that you need so that you can get to where you want to be in that sense of full health, peace, authenticity, and self-love. So, as I said, we are here at the third step: dream your desires. As I said, you have that goal. It could be your juiciness, because dream your desires. If you know anything about the chakra system, it's the third eye area, but it's also the sacral chakra. So, and that's just the theoretical. I'm not going to be going so literally on that, but if we are talking about that, then we are talking about your juices, your desires, your emotions come into this, and also what it is that you envision for yourself. So all of these things come together. We'll be taking that on the third step, or in the third phase of your question, your desire, your issue, what it is that you want to achieve. And remember, coming back, I have to keep coming back to it, with regards to your health, this is what we are talking about. What is it that you desire? Do you want to sleep better? Great. That is your seed. And then we go and work with that. Do you want to become more mobile? Dare to go outside? Great. Let's see what we can do. Now, I am not talking about, I'm not sure, you might have noticed, I'm not saying exactly what I am doing, because that will change per person. And I want to say one thing right now. I believe very much in the law of attraction. So for me, what I believe has kept me generally healthy with regards to my multiple sclerosis over these years is what I tell my brain. That for me is the most important. What I feed my brain, what I tell my brain, what I believe. And that is how I would like to support you. So let me just quickly breeze through the last two steps of the 5-step system. You have voice your value, which has to do with your authenticity, with regards to your boundaries, with regards to actually, who are you? What is it that you want? What is it that you are willing to desire? What are your boundaries? Who can enter your zone? Where have you been hurt concerning these things? And what is your new choice? And then heal your heart. Now, this is also, once again, where does forgiveness show up? How much do you give? How much do you receive? How open are you to changes? That vulnerability of self, it's very deep and touching and courageous to open your heart. And it can also, and let me just say, starting on this journey, especially if you have a situation, um, it's like when something's festered in your body. Sometimes you need to open up the wound, and it will hurt more, just to clean the wound, just to clean it. And when you can clean it, then it can start to heal. So this is the 5-step Lotus system. And I'm looking for it's because it's a better model that I'm setting it up. I've done coaching before, but I would like to have seven women that I can help for 13 weeks individually. 13 weeks, where I go through this system, um, and finding the solution or a solution to improve your life, make you have a more rest and peaceful, this is a more restful, peaceful, healthier lifestyle to improve your life. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the driven woman, the workaholic woman, the woman that is always giving a lot, who actually feels anxious because she doesn't quite know how to solve her health situation, and the prospects aren't quite so happy. I'm looking for that woman who is willing to change her life. And I would like to say that often when you open up that pot, it can be stinky, so it could be worse. At the beginning, it gets first worse before it gets any better. I'm just letting you know that beforehand, because it takes courage to go deep. It takes courage to go to heal wounds. And I'm looking for you, if you are willing to try that out with me, for a huge discount of the coaching. It's like a giveaway. I will add a link to the post, and you can, or if you would like to know more about that, you can reach me by email at info@goddesscreations.nl. Send me a message there, and I can answer your questions or plan that the free intake call with you if you feel that you are one of those women that fall into this category and are willing to change your life, which is that to become then, let your inner goddess shine as you so are and is allowed to be seen. So, and if you are interested, I'm going to be sharing more on the steps in the group with a live video. And if you have any questions, please post them so I can answer them in my next video. And if you would like to sign up for my newsletter, that can be done with this beautiful link here. So http://eepurl.com/HBA_H5. Now, there's no way you can remember that, so I hope you can see it. That is how you can sign up for my newsletter, my weekly newsletter. And I would like to say, please, if you have been struggling with a health situation, reach out to me. Let's see what can be done. This is me starting again, being courageous in myself, in really wanting to support the women with long-term health issues to be more empowered and healthy and happier in life. In my way, I would like to share that with you. And it is a very individual journey. And at the moment, I am looking for 7 women who would like to start on this beta model, 13-week beta model with me, to so that I can fine tune what it is that I share, and so that I can share and serve more women more efficiently, and as they say, heal the world, isn't it? So I wish you a blessed week. I'm coming back live next week to answer any questions and share more on the 5-step model. But not only that, I will be sharing more. So I am starting over and very committed, and I am looking for you, lovely lady. So please give me your comments on the video, and I will see you next time. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Shamna Lea, Goddess Creations.